What is up everyone, welcome back to the videos. Mikey from jdmicon here. Lately I've been making a lot of videos on how good the 350Z is, like during the winter or just owning in general. It's a really fun car, but in this video I'm going to be telling you 10 things I absolutely hate about the 350Z. This isn't in any specific order or anything like that, it's just 10 things I just genuinely don't like about the car from Nissan, the way it is. So this video isn't just about my 350Z in general, but all 350Zs. So let's go ahead and hop in the Z and talk about it. Oh my god, it's so f***ing cold. And I forgot my steering wheel again. Guys, it's really cold outside. I know it says like minus 17 right there, but it feels like minus 20 or 25. Oh jeez, that was a bad sound. So from the last video, when I made like how fuel efficient like the Z is, gas actually went up a lot. Well, not a lot, but quite a decent amount. And there's probably gonna be a good $80 to fill up. Let's see if I'm right. Bruh. $62, 63. Holy. And this ain't even premium, bruh. This is a regular. Yep, over 80. Gonna be $100. Z, okay, whoa, stop. Yo, that's enough. That's enough. Whoa, 90. Holy. What? Where are you putting all of this? 92.50. Bro. I finally found a spot where I can film where there's no one here. It's actually really nice. Although my car isn't clean, I usually wash my car before like I start a video, but it's really cold and I don't want my car to turn into like a cube of ice. So this is how the car looks. It looks pretty cool. It's like a construction zone behind here, but it looks pretty nice with the background. I think it looks really sick. So to start this video off, the first thing I really dislike about the 350Z is the front bumper. I think the 350Z front bumper, if you take the lip off my car, it actually looks really bad, and I don't like how there's just like a big square in the center there. I feel like Nissan could have designed something nicer. It looks very like minimalistic, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't know, like it looks pretty boring. I feel like Nissan could have come up with a better design to make it look like more like a sports car as opposed to like a bumper with a big like rectangle in the front. That carried on all the way to the 400Z. So I don't know what they like about squares or rectangles on the front bumper, but I think it looks kind of boring. It looks kind of lame, because if you look at a lot of the aftermarket front bumpers for the Z, they actually look really good. I'm also supposed to have a front license plate. I have to get one of the tow hook things so I can mount a front license plate or something. I haven't had any issues with the police. The next thing I dislike about the 350Z are the headlights. Now they work fine if you're running the factory light bulb. I highly recommend you changing them out to like a newer LED that's brighter, because I don't have a lot of visibility in this car. Even at night, I sometimes have to drive the high beams on because I just can't see anything. Now that could be because my headlights are yellow. I did tint them yellow, and I have an eyelid on top here, but I did that because the factory headlight design with the front bumper, it looks so bad. It looks like, I don't know, I just never liked the front end of the 350Z. I love 350Zs because of what you can do to them. You can make them look really good and modify them to look completely different. But just the factory front end of the Z without any modification just looks awful. And I know a lot of people will not like what I'm about to say, but a factory 350Z kind of looks like a Prius. Like there's one year of the Prius, it really looks the same. Like it has the same square thing in the front. The headlight shape is very similar. It looks like a Prius. So this is why I made my front end like this. I put the eyelid, which is a very popular mod. It's just a sticker, but it's a mod for 350Zs to make it look more sporty, and the front lip, and it changes the entire look of the car. It actually looks somewhat like a sports car now. It doesn't look like a Prius. I feel like this lip should have came factory on the car on all 350Zs, because it just makes the car look so much better. Okay, it's really cold. We're gonna hop back inside the car for a bit just to warm up. Oh, my wires are literally inside the car. If you look at the interior of the Z, you can see that everything is black inside and it looks pretty sporty, but I still have no idea why they made the headliner tan. Like, this is the pillar here, it goes black all the way up here, then it's just like tan here, then the sun visors here are also tan, it just like looks terrible. I don't know why they made it grayish tan color. Like, it's also a common mod to take all of these off and make them black. That's something I want to do in the future. It's just annoying to think that why would Nissan make it like, if it was black, it would have went with all of the other interior colors and would have looked a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot sportier. But I don't know who at Nissan was like, yeah, let's make a tan. Let's just make this tan because that's what the people want. Like, no, like no one wants a tan one. Like, this looks awful. I actually have no idea why they wouldn't want to make it black, because I think in the 370Z they already made it black. With the 350 they just no. So also, while we're in the interior, the hinges here, now these actually are hinges from a Nissan Versa. It's the same hinge, but if you notice the Nissan Versa, the door is probably like half the length because it's a 4-door hatchback. And because of that, sometimes the door of the 350Z doesn't exactly stay open and it just like closes all by itself. When you're on any incline, on my driveway, it's actually hard for me to get out of the car because I kind of have to like kick the door underneath here, hold it, push myself up, and then the door will close. But if it's on an incline where the front is kind of higher than the rear, the door doesn't want to stay up, and it's really annoying. And I think it's because Nissan just used parts they already had. They didn't make a door hinge for the Z, which kind of makes sense from a business standpoint. Why would Nissan make a door hinge just for the 350Z if they have a door hinge from another car that'll fit and works, right? But at the same time, like, it's awful because when you're on any incline, the door just doesn't want to stay open. And it's really annoying. There are probably mods or fixes for that, but I haven't really gotten around to even look that up. Going around to the factory design, I guess, of the car is the antenna. Now, I know this probably isn't going to bother anyone else because my antenna doesn't look that bad. Oh geez, mine's actually, oh man, that's awful, it's all broken. But it's probably because of the extreme cold here. Literally cracked the antenna. But the factory antenna of the Z, I already changed this. This is off of like a car I found at the junkyard. I just took it off and put it on here. It looks a lot better. Factory antenna of the Z actually comes up to like here, and it's really, really long and high. And I think it just looks terrible. I feel like Nissan should have made an antenna like this where it doesn't even look that bad. Like, yeah, it's an antenna, but it's like right there, and it's not a big deal. But the factory one comes up really high. I'll throw a picture of it right now. And that was like the first thing I changed when I got this car. I don't know if they could have put the antenna somewhere else where it was like less noticeable because of how clean the body lines of the Z look. I feel like if they just didn't put an antenna or just somehow mounted it somewhere inside the car, like where the dash is, I feel like that would have been just fine. But nope. The next point I hate about the Z is the handbrake. Now, if you guys are like me and you enjoy drifting, and obviously the 350Z is like the next S chassis, it's such a good platform to get started on drifting. It's really reliable, parts are really cheap. Like, what else do you want from a drift car? But the handbrake is really weak, and if you're like me and you don't want to ruin your interior with installing a hydraulic handbrake, you're gonna have to stick with the factory one, and it's just not really that efficient for drifting or even parking. It gets weak really, really fast. And it's a common issue with all G35s and 350Zs. To fix that issue, I've been told to get Project Mu D1 e-brake shoes. They have a lot better bite when you do rip the handbrake when you're like drifting and stuff. It's something that I feel Nissan should have done a better job from the factory, because on my S13, it actually locks up the rear wheels pretty well. And in this car, it just doesn't. It's like when you pull it, it slowly slows down the car until it comes to a complete stop, which I feel like could have been engineered differently and more efficiently. It's just annoying that it actually really sucks, because if that handbrake was good from the factory, I feel like a lot more people would have chosen the 350Z to drift. Alright, so going back inside the car, if you guys watch the videos a lot and are subscribed to the channel, which you should be, because a lot of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, you probably heard me complaining about this a lot, about the 350Z. It's the visibility in the car. Now, POV, like, this is me driving, like, it's not too bad, not bad at all. But when you want a shoulder check, you literally can't see anything, and my Naruto peeker doesn't help at all. But even if it wasn't there, like, you can't really see much. Now, it's not only because my car is right-hand drive, but even on the left-hand drive ones, a lot of the people have a hard time seeing because of this like rear window here. I feel like it's just there to complete the look of the car, but it doesn't really serve that much of a purpose. because the A pillar here, or like the B pillar, like this pillar right here is just so big and thick that you can't see anything. And it's the same with the 370Zs. Hopefully they fix it. Whoa, focus. Hopefully they fix it in the 400Z once that gets released and comes out, because the Z visibility is absolutely awful. It is kind of sketchy at times, especially it's extra bad for the right-hand drive models if you're driving it in like the States or Canada. But eventually you kind of get used to it, or sometimes if you have a passenger beside you, which I don't normally have a passenger beside me, you gotta ask them like, yo, am I good? Like, is there a car there? Because you actually cannot see anything, especially when there's someone beside you. So yeah, sometimes you need the buddy system to drive around this car. All right, so I don't know if you can see me, not really well because the strut brace is in the way, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. The strut brace is always in the way when you want to put stuff in the 350Z. The trunk space isn't that bad in the 350Z, but it's just that this strut brace is always in the way. And you can actually fit so much more in the 350Z if Nissan just didn't put the strut brace or redesigned it somewhere else where it wouldn't be in the way. Okay, so let me show you guys what I mean. This is the trunk of the 350Z. If you want to put like wheels in here, which I do, this thing is always in the way. And a common mod for like drift cars is a lot of guys cut this strut brace and put an aftermarket one, or engineer it somewhere else, or put extra bracing on the underneath of the car just so they can have more space to put more wheels in here. I get it looks really cool when you're like, you know, if you're looking at it this way, it looks pretty cool, but it's just annoying to have because it's just in the way constantly. Since we're on the rear end of the car, another thing that's really annoying is how heavy this rear hatch is. You have to kind of hold the button underneath here while opening it, or else it just doesn't open. And I know that's because of these. Here, I actually have to do it right now. There, see? You gotta press the button and open it at the same time. Because of these things here, there's a spring inside, and a lot of people put pennies in here, which I tried that, but then that ended up denting my hatch here. So the best thing to do is just take these off, which is really easy. And there's a spring inside here, and you just replace it with a better spring, with a newer spring. And yeah, that should solve the issue. But it's just something that constantly always breaks with all 250Zs. Like, I haven't seen one that has the factory like springs inside here. Like, most people change them out already. So that's something I have to do this summer too, because that's really annoying. So this is the last point for this video. And one thing I really absolutely hate in the 350Z are the cup holders. Or should I say lack thereof cup holders. Now, I've seen a couple of these videos online about the cup holders, and I don't know why, but the JDM ones don't have cup holders like the USDM ones do. Like, I'd seen, I think it was Low Tech, he has a cup holder like right there. I don't have that. And same with the driver's side, like I don't have a cup holder here. I have one in here, but it's kind of broken right now. You know, typical Nissan, it always breaks. But I do have one in here, but it's not, it's like an added option, I think. I don't know what this is, but this is my cup holder. And it's not bad, but my mom has the same Year Z and she doesn't have this. Hers is just empty like this. So I guess this is like an added option, or like an accessory you can buy at Nissan. And like, if let's just say this was a drink, like it holds the drink in fairly well, and it has this folding thing just in case you have a bigger drink. But these are the only cup holders, and it's really annoying if you have a passenger, you're getting boba like with your ABG or something like that, and she has to reach over and grab the boba, and your arm is kind of like this because you know you got to shift, right? And it's just like really awkward. I feel like I would have liked the cup holders on the door cards, because that would just make more sense, especially if you're like driving like this and you're like, you have your drink here, you're drinking, and then you put it down in the cup holder on the door card, like right here, and then you put your hand back on the steering wheel. Like, it just makes sense. Like, it's more of a hassle for me to be driving and then reach over, grab my drink, or like do it this way. Like, it's just really awkward, and I don't know why Nissan didn't think of that. If you don't have that, you only have one cup holder in the Z, which is pretty annoying. And the one, I wish I could open this right now, but the one in here is actually only made for really small drinks. Like, if you have anything bigger than a medium-sized soda from McDonald's, it doesn't fit. It's a really flimsy and useless cup holder. I get it for Japan because they have those really small cans of coffees that you can buy in vending machines. Those drinks fit perfectly. Anything bigger than that is kind of sketch, and you can kind of see the plastic like bending down a little. I'm like, man, this shit gonna break. Other than these 10 things I hate about my Z, the Z is actually one of my favorite cars. I enjoy driving this car so much. I don't hate this car. If this video gets close to 100 likes, I'm going to make the 10 things I love about this car, because there's so many things I love about this car. Just driving it every day puts a smile on my face, and I couldn't think of a more fun daily for me to have. And I know a couple of guys commented like, oh, it would hurt me to drive my Z during the winter. It hurts me too, but I enjoy it, okay? I enjoy the pain sometimes. I feel like the pros outweigh the cons with this car, if that makes sense. So I really do enjoy this car, and I do love driving it every day. I believe that you're only young once. Drive the car you want while you can, because if I had a family, I wouldn't be able to have this car, or I wouldn't be able to enjoy this car as much as I do right now. So yeah, but anyways, that's gonna be all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the videos. If you do enjoy the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and share the video, as it really helps the channel grow. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, and it's been a huge journey for me. I'm super happy to hit this milestone very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.